Everyone is lying to you, and you are lying to them too. If you don't understand the barrier between the public mask and the private truth, you are going to keep losing opportunities without ever knowing why. That yes from a client? A mask. Your partner saying you're trying to hide your mistakes, but that's what makes you generic. In this video, you'll learn why your darkest past is actually the gold that will make you stand out above all your competition. Most people are terrified of their failures. They bury them. They mask them with filters and fake success. But while they are busy being perfect and forgettable, you are about to learn how to become lethal. We're talking about the mental kintsugi method. It's the art of turning your greatest shames into your most powerful competitive advantage. If you want to know how the most resilient leaders on earth turn trauma into a personal brand that commands respect, stay tuned, because in a few minutes, I'm going to share the exact psychological trigger that makes people trust a broken person more than a perfect one. The world doesn't need another polished resume. The world is starving for proof. Think about it. Why do we admire the athlete who came back from a career-ending injury more than the one who never got hurt? Why do we listen to the entrepreneur who lost everything and rebuilt it more than the one who inherited a fortune? It's because the scars are the only thing that cannot be faked. This is the gold I promised you. But before we dive into the strategy, we have to address the perfection lie that is currently killing your career and your mental health. You've been told that to be a leader, you must be flawless. You've been told that to build a brand, you must show only the wins. That is a retention killer for your life. When you hide your struggle, you lose your humanity. And when you lose your humanity, you become a commodity. You become replaceable. But there is a different way. A Japanese philosophy called kintsugi teaches us that when a piece of pottery breaks, you don't throw it away. You don't hide the cracks. You repair them with gold. You make the break the most beautiful part of the piece. In the next 10 minutes, we are going to apply this to your mind. We are going to audit your failures, find the resin to bind them, and apply the gold of storytelling to make you untouchable. But be warned, if you aren't willing to be honest with yourself, this method will fail. Most people quit here. About 85% of people watching this will decide it's too uncomfortable and click away in the next few minutes. Are you part of the 85%, or are you ready to see the lethal advantage protocol? End quote. Let's talk about the break. Every great story starts with a disaster. In movie terms, this is the inciting incident. Your failure, that bankruptcy, that failed relationship, that public embarrassment, is not a period at the end of your sentence. It is the beginning of your second act. But why does it feel so heavy? Because your brain is wired for survival, not for branding. Your brain wants to hide the wound so predators don't see it. But in the modern economy, the predator isn't a lion. It's obscurity. If you stay hidden, you stay broke. I remember when I lost my first business, I felt like a fraud. I stopped posting on social media. I stopped taking meetings. I was trying to be perfect again before I stepped back out. I was waiting for the scars to disappear, but that was my biggest mistake. I was waiting for the very thing that would eventually make me millions to go away. Because here is the secret. People don't buy products. They don't even buy services. They buy before and after stories. If you don't have a before, your after has no value. So, how do we start the repair? First, we do a scarcity audit. Look at your history. What is the one thing you are most afraid of people finding out? That is usually where your highest paid consulting offer is hiding. That is the crack that needs the gold. Why? Because that specific pain gave you a specific insight that perfect people don't have. You have scars of authority. But how do you talk about it without sounding like a victim? End quote. This is where most people get it wrong. They overshare or Trauma dump. That's not kintsugi. That's just a pile of broken glass. Kintsugi is intentional. It's craftsmanship. You don't just show the break, you show the repair, you show the lesson. You show the resilience resin. Real quick, have you ever felt like you had to hide a part of your past to get a job or a client? Let me know in the comments, because I'm about to show you why that secret is actually your biggest selling point. There is a psychological phenomenon called the Zeigarnik effect. It says that our brains remember unfinished tasks better than finished ones. When you hide your flaws, you are closing the loop too early. You are presenting a finished, boring product. But when you show the crack and the process of filling it, you create an open loop in the mind of your audience. They have to stay to see the transformation. They are hooked on your evolution. Now, let's get into the lethal competitive advantage phase. In a world of AI-generated content and faceless corporations, authenticity is the only currency that is appreciating. Anyone can hire a writer to sound smart. Anyone can use a filter to look successful. But nobody can steal your struggle. Your struggle is your moat. Think about the mental kintsugi framework as a 3-act play. Act 1, the pressure, the circumstances that led to the break. Act 2, the process, the hard work, the mistakes, and the resin you used to heal. Act 3, the proof, the gold, the person you are now because of the break. If you only show Act 3, you are a billboard. If you show all 3, you are a mentor. And mentors get paid more than billboards. But wait, there is a dark side to this. If you use your gold to manipulate, you will be found out. Authenticity cannot be a strategy. It must be a state of being. If you overhype your failure just to look relatable, you are just another fake in a different costume. The gold must be real. The repair must be functional. So, how do you implement this today? Stop trying to be the hero who never fell. Start being the hero who learned how to get up. In your next presentation, in your next post, in your next meeting, lead with a scar of value. Say, I failed at X, and that is exactly why I am the best person to help you with Y. This isn't just a hack. This is a fundamental shift in how you view your own worth. We've covered the hook of authenticity, the structure of the narrative, and the psychological power of the open loop. But remember at the start, I mentioned a bonus tip that even pros don't know? Here it is. Your competition is currently watching videos on how to look more professional. They are spending thousands on editors to hide their blemishes. While they are polishing their surface, you are strengthening your core. While they are becoming more perfect, you are becoming more human. And in the end, humans always win. Don't let your energy fizzle out now. This is the part where most people say, that was a good video, and go back to their old habits. Don't be most people. Take one break from your past right now. Write it down. Find the lesson, the resin, and start applying the gold. If you found this helpful, hit that thumbs up and subscribe for more strategies on extreme retention and personal branding. And if you're hungry for the next step, check out this other video where I show you how to apply these storytelling principles to your business step by step. You're going to love it. Remember, you aren't broken. You are just being refined. The cracks are where the light and the gold gets in. Go be lethal.